1 hour and 50 minutes of my life left behind.
My $1 gets left behind.
Somebody's gas was left behind.
I wrote a joke for this bit, but much like my empty popcorn bag at the theater, got left behind.
This is Left Behind on Stinker Madness.
Stinker Madness. Stinker Madness. Stinker Madness. We got the Stinker Madness.
So, yes, Bad Movie Field Trip number 4?
I think so.
For us.
I love Bad Movie Field Trip.
I do too. That's my favorite part of it.
Yeah.
So
Mark's here with us again.
Yeah, Mark's guessing, as usual.
He's our field trip buddy. We've just designated you that right now.
Sweet.
Field trip buddy.
Yay for Mark. And Sam and Jackie are here.
Yes.
I am Justin. This is Stinker Madness, the podcast about bad movies.
And boy, howdy, was this a bad one. They did worse, I think.
This
was worse
This is worse than Left
This
Behind.
is worse
Kirk
than
Cameron.
the Kirk Cameron Left Behind.
The Netflix Left Behind, yeah.
I don't think that that's what it's called.
Well, it's
but
on the Netflix.
It is, but I think you can call it Kirk Cameron's Left Behind.
Here, let's be optimistic. I think we should roundtable. We should go around, and you haven't seen the first one, have you, Mark?
No, I have not.
Okay, well, you don't have to do this. We have to do it, though. I'm going to say the significant upgrades to this film over the last one. Chloe's butt. That is all. That is the only significant upgrade made from that I could find between the first one and this one.
God, do I have to come up with a significant upgrade, or can I just say whether I think it was better or worse?
You have to come up with one significant upgrade.
Oh, I've got two.
Okay, well, wait for your turn. I'll go ahead.
Damn it.
Think. He can think.
He's going to take mine.
Okay.
Say your first one, and then he'll go.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, because I don't honestly don't have anything.
Sweet plane crash.
The plane crash?
Oh, I have got one.
Sweet plane crash in this one.
Like, does it actually have to be a better one, or can it be just, like, for my enjoyment?
That's fine.
Yeah, for your enjoyment.
Okay, the non-diegetic music.
Oh, the music was awful.
Oh my god,
I
yeah.
loved it.
And the main character, Cameron Buck, or whoever the hell that guy.
Buck Williams.
Buck Williams actually looked like a man instead of...
Well, still, he didn't look like a journalist.
No, he did not.
He had a
look like
Reebok tattoo.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
He had a relax tattoo on one arm.
Oh, I
And
thought
like
it was a Reebok.
Like a khaki jacket. Like,
And he almost had a whole beard. Did you
Yeah.
notice that there was patches
yes.
missing?
Mhm.
Like, he couldn't grow all of a beard. I hate when they put people in movies that can't grow all of a beard and they say, don't shave for a couple of weeks.
you're the good guy. You have to have a beard.
And
Well, he just got off assignment in Somalia or something.
the thing is...
Is that what actually happened?
No, he's talking about some kind of tornado or a typhoon or something, sucking somebody out into the water.
That was just anecdotal. That could have happened at any point during his life.
Sharknado.
But the thing is that
Tsunami.
Oh, yeah.
both times they've made these movies, the Buck character has, with Kirk Cameron, he's got overgrowth so that you know he's a man and not the kid from Growing Pains.
Right.
And then this guy's got a beard. There is no journalist that has a beard.
No. Unless you're like one of those extreme journalists, but those guys usually just take photos. That's all they do is like they go on National Geographic and take photos.
In front, they're behind camera talent.
Right,
Those guys have beards. He's supposed to be an in front of camera talent guy, and he's got this, you'd never be able to look like he looks on TV. The closest you get is there's always one sort of local disgruntled newsman that's just, he's been moved to the 10 o'clock news and he only does human interest stories, and he has a mustache.
Right.
But he doesn't have a whole beard.
No, you can't have a full beard. But if you're a good guy, you have to have a beard. So if you're a good guy journalist, what do? You have a shitty beard that looks like you grew it when you were 13.
I'll tell you what you do if you're a good guy journalist. You blow the whistle on the Chinese and they kick you off CNN. Just like happened to old Lou Dobbs.
You know, I like that Dan Rather. So, anyways, I want to do this first. I want to get this out of the way.
Okay.
Follow us on Twitter.
No, not any of that. But go ahead and follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/JingerMadness. Tweet with us and tell us what you think of Left Behind. You probably didn't see it, so never mind.
But if your grandma made you go, we want to know.
Okay. Did you like it, Mark?
It was better than Noah.
It was better than
Then
Noah.
Noah.
Ah, that's interesting.
Jackie?
Oh, God. I think Okay, I've got a confession to make.
Oh.
How long is this going to take?
During this movie,
Do we need to call somebody from the Left Behind movies?
since this is about Christianity,
Are you repenting right now?
yes. During this movie, I made a crack at the beginning of the show about gassy people in the theater and how they were stinking up the joint. That was me. I was so bored during this movie. I was pushing out farts to see how long I could do it before somebody busted me.
Do you know how bad you made yourself look in that theater?
My friend Jackie, classy all the way.
You leaned over to me to say something, and you brought the entire fart with you, and it wafted into my face, and I thought your head stunk. I thought you had a stinky head, and I'm like, what is she using for shampoo?
No, I didn't. That particular
Shampoo! I love shampoo.
So what I do with that particular one, so I have this funky sweater on, so I farted, lifted my butt cheek, and then wafted it with the bottom of my sweater.
That's awful, dude. You are...
Stinker madness now in smell-o-vision.
It made the movie more interesting for me. So I thought it was okay because I was in there crapping my pants. And I was kind of waiting for any of the nice Christians in front of us to turn around and be like, excuse me, does somebody need a gas X? But nobody even turned around. They were just like...
No, because it all went into my nose. All of the fart went straight up into my nose.
And they were bad. They were popcorn farts.
So gross. So, anyways, confession time. Can you just tell us whether you like the movie or not?
I liked it better than the Cameron one, the Kirk Cameron one.
Okay. All right. Sammy?
I don't know. I don't think that they're good.
Are you vexed? Are you vexed by this film?
So,
Is this a ho-hummer?
I was absolutely certain that at least through the first half to probably through the first 3 quarters, because nothing happens. And it shouldn't, because apparently nothing happens in the source material, and that's why nothing happens in any of these movies.
Right, sure.
And they sort of made some things happen at the end that were so stupid that it was like, wow. Like, when she gets on the fucking motorcycle, I was like, okay.
Great.
Oh,
Great.
boy. This is dumb.
However, I was seriously disappointed with that, but we'll get to that. Go ahead.
Yeah, she didn't jump.
Yeah, because she left the helmet on the ground.
She left the helmet behind.
God safety first.
Yeah, she left the helmet behind.
All right. When you know the rapture has happened, you don't want to die until you've repented.
Yeah. Helmet time.
Yeah.
You got helmet
time.
up.
See,
But
Mark gets
We'll
it.
also get to that.
Yeah.
All right.
I was absolutely certain that it was worse than the first one through the first 3 quarters.
Yes.
Because it took everything. The first one at least got through the rapture
Pretty
a
quick.
lot goddamn
Pretty
faster.
quick, yeah.
This thing crawled through it, and I was done with it. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, the rapture happened. Let's move along here. It basically doesn't even. This is like half of the ground covered by the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to say that I was, believe it or not, extremely disappointed by this film.
Really?
Yes. I was walking into this theater hoping that it was going to be the worst movie ever made. And I'm with Mark. Noah is the worst movie ever made.
Yeah.
Left Behind's not even on the same page as Noah.
I expected this movie to be worse than it was.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, at least with Noah, I laughed my ass off when he was naked planking. This one really didn't have, like,
no, there was
a
no
spot where
what
you
the
just kind of
fuck
started
moment.
laughing.
Yeah.
Like,
There were a couple.
I mean,
things.
there was, but you could have watched this movie and not laughed, just gone, this is really dumb.
Yeah.
yeah.
But there was no, like, holy shit, this is bad. It was just, bleh.
But they really
The film.
tried hard to put some action-packed business into this movie, and I respect that. You know, they tried to give it a little pizzazz for the non-Christian, and I think that was a good call. Because, you know, those were the moments I pushed those farts out as hard as I could.
That's where I'm at with this thing, and is it worse? I think it's worse because the other one just didn't have
Worse
it.
than Noah?
No, it's worse than the
okay.
original.
All right.
Because the other one just didn't have it.
Right.
It didn't have it, it didn't bring it, it's got nothing.
Mm-hmm.
This is essentially less story with some bullshit sprinkled on top of it.
I think it's worse than Left Behind, Kirk Cameron Left Behind.
It's
I'm
worse.
with you on that. but it is not Noah, which is a damn shame. Because there's so many people on the internet being like, this is the worst movie ever. Oh, nobody's made a movie worse than that. And at this point, I'm thinking, people don't watch very many bad movies.
That's right.
Because if this is the worst piece of shit you've ever seen, you need to get out more. Or you probably shouldn't be listening to this podcast.
There's lots of worse movies.
But you should just download the podcast so we get good numbers. But you don't have to listen to it, because it's not for you. But we got EGAT. What's the one that you like?
Which one that I like?
Or that you don't like. The worst movie ever made.
Monster A Go-Go.
Monster A Go-Go. Plan 9's worse. And I like Plan 9. Glenn or Glenda. The Room. Noah.
Hannah, Manos.
I think
Manos. Actually, Manos I think is an okay movie.
I'm going to back you up and say I think I have more fun with Glenn or Glenda than I had with Left Behind, the most recent incarnation.
Yeah. No, this is just a piece of shit that isn't. I think it's. Like I say, I was sadly disappointed because I was going thinking that this was going to be the first Zero that I would ever see, and it's just meh. The movie.
Yeah, and it's just like the acting's bad. It's just bad.
It's
the music's bad. It's disjointed. It doesn't really work as a whole.
Mm-mm.
And then Nicolas Cage looks like a bag of shit that
but it
somebody
doesn't piss you off.
steamed to warm up.
Nicolas Cage looks like he got some nice hair plugs going. His hair looked a little fuller to me. I was thinking maybe they put some of that spray can stuff on there. He was looking better in the hair department than he did in his last film. Looked a little fuller.
I just think that his face looks bad.
I think his face looks bad.
He looks he looks sickly.
I was so distracted by his hair looking a little bit better than it usually does that I was like, he's looking good.
I thought that the hair was so dark that it was too dark. I thought that the hair actually accentuated how bad he looked. Look at how young I look with my dark hair. No, it looks like you have a fake head.
So, speaking of that and not laughing out loud, the first time that him and the stewardess boner babe are on screen.
Nah, she's so far out of his league.
It's set up. They're talking about it for a while that they're boning, they're doing it, or they have relations, or whatever.
They're going to in London.
Yeah, they're going to. Whatever.
He hasn't done it yet.
Us people in the world know that they're boning. The Christians can think whatever they want, that they're holding hands, and that's whatever. He's cheating on his wife.
There's a possibility of later adultery.
Yes, he is cheating on his wife, and they are boning. And that goes on for a while. And then he comes into the room with her, and I almost laughed out loud. Because the chemistry between those two on screen
was awful.
Was so bad.
Yeah. She was like, you are a grody old dude.
You are a grody old dude. She should be pressing charges right now from you being on the screen with her. Because yucky.
Yeah.
It was worse than your farts. Nothing was worse than your farts.
I was waiting for somebody to pass out in front of us. I'm not going to lie.
And she didn't, did you notice how much, we're kind of breaking subject here, we saw down Chloe's shirt?
A bit, yeah.
A lot.
Well, which wasn't...
Well, I mean, there wasn't much. She was wearing a Wonder Bra.
Yeah.
And...
Well,
I think there was a decision they made early in the film, because I got the distinct impression...
That blouse was chosen for a specific purpose.
Yes.
But she wasn't.
Right.
Let's just grade her versus Chloe #1 now, shall we?
Fair enough.
So, major upgrade.
We're all in agreement she was terrible, but here's what I think. I honestly think that they filmed the entire movie in sequence, because it seemed like the acting was super terrible at the beginning and it improved throughout the movie.
Or you just got worse. Desensitized to it?
I thought it just
I think so, because up until the Rapture, it was a Lifetime movie, the music was terrible.
Yeah.
The acting was terrible.
The pacing was god-awful.
It disjointed. It was terrible. Once the Rapture happened, you got a little action, it got a little better, I thought. Or maybe I just became desensitive. I don't know.
Yeah, because they ended up...
desensitive. I think I'm going to stand by that
word. This is Left Behind, after all. I did think the Rapture scene was pretty sweet, though, where she's all hugging her stupid, retarded-looking brother, who looked like he was...
Not the best baseball player in the world.
No.
Yeah, he was gangly and weird, and he kept his elbows in when he was running, so he looked like some kind of weird puppet.
He's somebody's kid.
Yeah.
Somebody on the production team.
Had to.
And, when she's all hugging him, and he's obviously getting a face full of boobs, and then he just disappears.
A face full of ribs.
Yeah.
A face full of ribs.
A face full of ribs.
Which I also love, a face full of ribs. if they're barbecue pork ribs.
I like pork ribs.
Eyo.
Yeah, they are.
So,
Yeah.
or did I distract you?
No,
with ribs?
I was thinking about, like,
Because
later
ribs
on.
are better than this movie.
So, pre-Rapture takes way too long. Rapture takes too long. And then when they kind of figure out that it's the Rapture,
Oh my
the
god.
conversations that happen in that plane, in the
Oh,
first
God.
class section of the plane, about a little past halfway through the movie are so bad.
Wait.
What was with
The conversations in the first class, there was any other class on that plane?
I was quite surprised.
Everything happened in
In
first class. There was
Yeah.
nobody else on that plane other
they
than
went
first class.
back and they like sort of shook a broom at Coach a couple of times, like, all right, business class,
All right,
you know what to
steerage.
do. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
The movie's happening in this other cabin.
You are not part of
You are distracting us from the first class portion of the film.
We want to hear their bullshit theories.
All right, so is it just me, or do you think far too many people got raptured from first class? I was really surprised.
There was like, what? One in
The air marshal,
Three?
the old guy,
Yep.
all the
rapper
kids.
guy that was
the
sitting
rapper
rapper
there.
guy,
Yep.
the kid.
Right. The person of another religion that wasn't expressly mentioned.
Oh yeah, there was a cross guy.
Yeah.
Or not a cross guy, but he was wearing a necklace of some sort, which I'm pretty sure it was a Christian.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure only Christians get raptured.
Well, they made a big statement in this movie that if you are Islamic, you are not getting raptured.
That is correct.
Because
Because
he was
that one
very
Islamic
religious.
guy,
Yeah.
he was pretty nice.
Seemed pretty nice.
There was another
He seemed
statement
pretty
made.
devout, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he was a good Muslim guy. He
This
was,
movie said,
he was one
"Fuck
of the
you,
good
Islam."
ones.
Let's give the viewers or the listeners some background on not the Rapture itself, but the Left Behinds. So here's the rules. If you're under the age of 13, you go.
Okay, I was
Period.
wondering.
Gone.
See, I thought it was like 16.
I thought it was 7.
No, because then Chloe 1 wouldn't have gone.
Chloe 1, I think, was like in community college.
I think
Yeah,
she
dude,
was
she was
like
like
16
18
because
or-
they had to wait to bone or to get married.
Why
No,
don't
dude.
they had to wait to get married because they're both stupid as shit.
Oh, that's right.
He's
That's
like,
right.
do you like me? I think so. Do you like me? Yeah. That was like halfway through the second movie. Like, okay, well, fuck you idiots.
Let's touch cheeks.
Yeah. Let's
okay.
dance.
Well, children
With enough
go.
space for Jesus
children,
to be in between
right,
us.
go. Period.
And that must
children
be a-
of all creeds and colors and races and religions.
So the
period.
age
The
of innocence
innocence.
exists.
There's an
innocent-
age of
Because I've
Yes.
met some really nasty children.
Yes, you have. Now, rule number 2.
Okay.
Only, anybody else, only Christians go. Nobody else makes it.
All right.
Period. That is the Left Behind. Not necessarily the Bible. I don't know about that. But the Left Behind, the book, the movies, that is the rule.
All right.
And
Fair
just
enough.
because you're going to church to make your spouse happy, you better start believing.
No, you
'cause
have
they're
to
just gonna-
believe, 'cause
they're just going
even-
to leave your ass there.
Even the preacher
With
that doesn't
that
believe.
lady with Alzheimer's on the plane. Apparently, if you have Alzheimer's, you're not going anywhere either. Like,
She-
even though your brain has been
She
deteriorated.
believed, but she forgot.
Yeah. What are you trying to
Oh no!
Oh, that's a dick move, dude.
That is a
She
dick
has
move. 'Cause she should
Alzheimer's,
now
and
because
so-
because at that point there should be another like the age of innocence starts to kick in again.
Or what if she was a real dickhead and then she
Forgot about it.
like, oh my god, I have to repent, and then she got Alzheimer's and couldn't remember to even repent. Like she was a total dickhead. She just never got the chance because of the Alzheimer. It was like bullshit, the disease, which it is. But yeah, no, there's all sorts of stupid rules about
Yeah.
this damn
And we know that dogs.
Left Behind.
Dogs do not
Yeah,
get.
no dogs go to heaven apparently.
There wasn't
Yeah.
any dogs in this movie.
Yes,
there
there
was.
The
There was a
walker's
Left Behind the
clothes-
dog.
The owner's clothes were on the ground, and this old dog was like sitting there going, "Oh God!" Was just laying by the clothes,
It was-
like looking all pathetic.
What's that dog's name?
Yeah.
Wait to the train
Old Yeller?
station.
Oh,
Oh,
Hachi.
Hachi.
Yeah, it was
Hachi dog.
Hachi-Ku.
That was an adult dog. Okay?
Yeah.
All puppies went to heaven.
Oh.
Oh, that's true. I didn't see any puppies.
All right, so we got to get
I
into
didn't
this
see any cats
we've
either.
been yelling about this for already some time. So we're gonna go. I think there's gonna be a lot of bullshitting about this movie. I wanted this to have a long end segment, so we're gonna go pretty fast on this. We're gonna go faster than.
Well, here's the thing.
All right.
Nothing happens, so it'll be pretty easy to get through.
on to page 2 of my notes. All right, so the movie starts out with again some of the crappiest Photoshop work that we've ever seen.
Is it impossible to just get the fucking 4 of them together and take a fucking picture?
Is it impossible to do good Photoshop work? I do it all the goddamn time.
I know.
I mean, I'm not even good But I could do better than that. I
Yeah,
don't
but
know why that's
the
such a
sad
thing.
thing about that, though, is that they reused that picture, 10 times in the movie?
Right.
Yeah.
Taken out of his
and
pocket.
there's just cut
And
marks
hey,
on
look,
Nick
it-
Cage's head.
So bad.
Every time, most of the audience laughed. I know we did.
Oh,
yeah. I was like, oh, here he goes again.
That was a laugh out loud point. But basically, Nick Cage is on his way to London with his
Girlfriend.
Tercel driving babe thing, and they're going to a concert.
They're going
or-
to U2. Gonna go see U2 in London.
They actually said U2.
Yes.
God damn it!
It was even printed on the tickets that they showed.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Now here's a question. Does U2 get left behind? And if U2 gets left behind, do they still play the show? So I would like to think that in the world that I would like to live in, U2 is left behind and they don't play the show.
I think that they are.
And
left
they never
behind.
play a show again.
Why? Because now it's ruined for him. Fuck them. If you like U2, you go to that show. You go to that show and you have a bad time. That's why you got left behind, is because you like U2. And you don't have a chance to repent. Fuck those guys and fuck their fans.
So,
Oh, that would be me. I like the U2.
Yeah, well, you let farts in the theater and blow them in your husband's face, so
should be
you're
known-
also left behind.
don't say
It should
anything
be known that I
bad
still
against
listen-
Joshua Tree.
I
Other
know.
stuff, go
I
for
still
it.
listen to Joshua Tree about once every 2 years.
Yeah.
Joshua's Tree was written and sung and performed by angels. Those guys that are in U2 now, I don't know who they are, but
who
they
they
ain't the
are.
same
They're not
goddamn
the same
guys.
guys.
They
Fuck
were
those guys.
replaced. All right. We're all in agreement there. Okay, I just want to jump in
Wait a
real quick.
minute.
Well,
What if the rapture already happened?
And that's all
After
they
Joshua's Tree was
That's-
recorded,
oh, that was
they
the
took
only
U2
four?
and now there's clones. We're all left behind. Okay, anyways. So there's this shitty Photoshop image. Nick Cage is going to London to see U2 with these stolen tickets on his birthday. They're not stolen, but it's his birthday and his daughter's there and it's time to have Nick Cage birthday day. And he's like, fuck you guys. I'm going to U2 with my bang maid.
Mm-hmm.
We're supposed to like this guy again, but either way, we don't.
that was beautiful.
Well, we gotta have a reason for Rayford Steele to get left behind.
We don't have to have a reason for anybody else. Nobody else.
Well, we leave Buck Williams behind
I think it's
because
just
he's
assumed if you're
too
not...
pragmatic.
God doesn't want him because he takes too long.
All right, look, no, you're good at solving problems and thinking things through. You're gonna go ahead and stay down there.
All right, watching this
I
movie...
don't need somebody looking over my shoulder, second guessing everything all the time. You're staying down there. Sorry, Mark, go ahead.
I'm just going to say, watch this movie. I'm pretty sure that if you're not left behind, you were good, and if you are left behind, you didn't make the cut.
You didn't make the cut.
didn't
You
make
did
the
something
cut.
bad.
Yeah,
You're on the B
We don't
squad.
need to know anybody's backstory. It's one.
Or
It's
maybe,
clear cut.
maybe it's not that you did something bad. Maybe it's that you at some point did something bad and you are unapologetic for it. Internally or
Well,
whatever.
No, you have to believe. You can go to church.
It's so
You can be
bullshit,
great.
dude. That just
Blah, blah.
pisses me off even more.
Anyway.
Well, we know why Chloe gets left behind. Because she's a little bitch.
She's not only not believing, she's trying to get
She's
other people
hating.
to not. Yeah,
She's hating.
She's hating.
Yeah, she's a hater.
Buck
She's a total
Williams
hater.
is pragmatic about his life, and he's investigative, so he's left behind.
She'll tell the Christians their business.
Oh yeah, somebody starts telling you your business, she'll get in there and help that situation. Now 2 people are telling you your
Yeah,
business.
exactly.
Yep, that
Because
was
a stranger
How about I? How
have
about
now
I?
approached you and pissed you off at an airport.
Yeah.
Which is basically just every trip to the airport.
Oh yeah. And you can't just be like, how about I leave you 2 here to hash this out, and I leave, because you can't, because they're fighting over you. A perfect stranger who may or may not believe something.
And
Why?
nobody asks him. They're just like, do you read the Bible?
Your
He's
opinion
like,
doesn't matter. It will soon be one of our opinions.
That's right.
Well,
Your game show.
why is she even there?
She's there to see her dad. She got off the plane. She called her mom. The dad was like, mom was like, oh, your dad's going to go on a flight to London. And she's like, what's the flight number? So she just hung out until he got
So
there.
she just
Yeah.
can go through security and
She got
hang
off
out?
of a plane.
She didn't
Yeah.
go
She
back.
walks outside and calls. Oh,
Does she?
he's here?
No, she doesn't.
I don't think
Pretty
she
sure
did.
she was
No,
outside.
she was still at the gate.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude.
Well, either way, she fucking knows everybody at the goddamn airport.
that's right.
Well,
Every
she
single
should,
Good
person.
point.
Why should she?
because she grew up as part of it.
She grew up as part of an airport.
She's little airport Chloe. Goddamn it!
Yeah.
They all know her.
They've been
Some
letting
of them
her
are a little
behind the
better
gate
than
before the TSA
Yeah.
even existed.
That's what I think. Is
Yeah.
she just gets a hall pass past security. Fuck Chloe. She pissed me off. I hate her.
I loved her Titanic scene though, when she's standing on the bridge.
Oh, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
God.
Jumping. Okay. So, Nick Cage is on a plane. Blah, 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 blah. That's about all that happens. Leah Thompson's in the movie for about 4 seconds.
Yeah.
Right.
Why did they get her? They had to pay her a day rate. It could have been anybody. How many lines do you think she had? 2?
No, she had about 4
She was in there
sentences.
for a little bit.
Yeah.
Not that much.
She had the
dude.
phone conversation.
Could have been anybody. And it would have not made any difference.
So I'm under the distinct impression that Leah Thompson has blue or green eyes. Nick Cage has blue eyes. The woman cast as the daughter has brown eyes. So the first part of the movie, I'm thinking she is an illegitimate daughter that was like, the mom was banging some other guy, had her, and she repented because she felt terrible about that.
You know where you belong?
What?
You belong on that plane with all the other wacko theories. That doesn't make any damn sense.
Sorry, I was distracted. I was trying to, your brain does weird things when you're under pressure.
I didn't know what color Rami's eyes were. I couldn't tell because he was too stupid and hard to look at.
And cross-eyed. So
True. Cross-eyed is a good way to put that.
she meets Buck at the airport, and they are like instant inly in love. They don't eat. He's not beating around the bush like Kirk Cameron is. He's getting in there, delivering the lines, and
Yep, he's
swinging his junk around and
I'm gonna
sticking
call
his
you.
butt up in the air and doing the mating dance.
He's
and
Twitter pated and deeply unlike.
And she's taking her shirt off and rubbing his face in her ribs, and that's what I believed happened because I was just so bored with their fucking bullshit. I just made up my own story in my head.
I'm like, that didn't happen.
Their
They
romantic talk sucks.
Yeah, they meet at the food court and then talk about nothing for a few minutes, and then he gets on a plane.
Yeah, well, but not really. He's like, I'm gonna call you when I get to London, stranger. Did you even get her name, dude? Then he gives her a kiss on the cheek.
Yeah, that's good.
Don't kiss me.
Hey,
I don't
dude, they're
fucking
moving the
know you.
romance along so that when they get to the second movie, they can just get married.
Because
They
don't have
probably
time.
didn't have the foresight to realize that airports would be in an Ebola crisis and kissing on the cheek would be just not a kosher thing to do. And that's probably why this movie isn't doing very well.
Oh, it's because of Ebola.
They're like, those people are spreading the Ebola.
Thing, huh? Well, so she realizes that her dad's a dick and he's not coming for his birthday. He's going to London to go to U2, apparently. She doesn't know who he's going with. Could be a work thing.
Yeah.
Could be anything.
No, I think she
got 2
knows.
tickets.
It's his fucking
She
birthday.
saw the bimbo and the bimbo that waited for him at the gate.
Yeah, dude.
They're co-workers. She got out of a Tercel. They park next to each other. What do you do with your coworker? You walk in, like, hey, what's up, dude?
Yeah,
Ready
but
to
you
go to
don't-
London?
All right.
You don't wear your coworker's hat around.
I was
and-
just gonna say, in the cowboy
Push your
world, if you
boobs
put your
out.
hat on a woman,
Yeah.
no,
It's like a caveman clubbing him and dragging him out by the hair.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's how that works.
Ray Rice.
Oh.
Not
soon.
funny enough.
You're not funny enough, yeah.
So, they go to London. Chloe goes home. And Buck is on this flight.
they fly towards
Conveniently. They fly towards London. Buck
They
is
fly
on this
in the
flight.
direction of London.
She goes home to pick up Duddits.
She goes home to go home, but then Mom is like, Bible, 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 and she's like, I don't want to have this conversation, so she takes Duddits to the mall.
Yeah, she takes Duddits. Can I
Which,
go to the
that
mall?
should be, we should write up like a one-scene play, like Waiting for Guffman, that's called Taking Duddits to the Mall.
Hey, they were having 80% off at GameStop.
And you have like,
Yeah.
one person has really philosophical conversation, and the other person just goes, Duds!
So, the other thing is before she leaves, she gets in a big Christian fight with Mom, with Leah Thompson, like, I don't whatever her Jesus argument was at that point, because she's always got some Jesus argument against God caused Dad to not be here right now.
Yeah.
Was that saying that the mom's hardcore Christian mentality caused Nick Cage to be like, fuck this place, I'm going to U2?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna bang a chick that's way out of my league. Like, that's what broke the camel's back. Like, I shouldn't be able to bang this chick out of my league.
Sounds like that's not God that's causing it. Sounds like it's Leah Thompson.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just
I think
saying-
that's the message of this film, Justin.
Is that Leah Thompson
No, that God
causes
isn't
disaster in relationships?
God's not at fault. People are.
But no, it's not, because... Okay, we'll get to that. Okay.
Or wait,
we'll
no,
have
maybe that's
lots of
the opposite.
arguments about this film and its plot points. But I love when they go to the mall, she gets in the car, and guess what she fires up? Some Christian rock hard music.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
It was already in the car, but she didn't change the
She
station.
didn't.
But her
Sounds
dad
like
had
she
the car
enjoyed
before
it.
that, so...
He wasn't listening to Jesus Rock Hard.
Yeah, so, because
Or was he?
He was like, hey, cut your mom a break. Or maybe, the mom had put the Jesus Rock on and then broken off the knobs so that nobody could change
You
it.
can only listen to Jesus
I like
Rock
this
Hard.
theory. This is a good theory.
He's just like, I'm going to convert you assholes if it kills me.
You just turn on the car and it's stuck at that level that's not like too loud, but you can't really talk over.
Stuck. Nice. Well, they go to the mall, and
There's some break dancing.
there's some break dancing, and then a helicopter, and Duddits is, I want the helicopter! I'm the greatest baseball player of all time! And then, oh, you're...
Okay, was it just
You
me
suck.
when they had the quadcopter with the camera filming Duddits? Didn't you think that was like a child predator? Like,
Yeah, I thought so too. Like,
zooming in for the capture?
Duddits is going to get left behind all right.
Oh.
And then, well, also, like, when she showed up to gather him, the guy flying the helicopter gave her, like, a quick buzz
Yeah,
by her head,
flyby.
like, hey, that was mine.
Get your own.
Yeah.
I'll take a look down the blouse at the goodies on the way by.
You don't need to, she'll just bend over and they're going to come
And
out.
apparently he'd been talking to that guy because he knew how much the helicopter cost.
Yeah.
Or,
So, like,
or there was a
$100.
sign.
Yeah. Signs were also pretty prominent in the mall, Mark.
And in the movie.
Yeah.
That's right.
So she's like, "Oh, come here, Duddits. It'll be all good.
Duddits.
We'll love you." And mid-hug is poof. There's goo,
Poof.
and poof. He's gone.
There was an actual specific, which I think I like better. You know, it's hard to say things you like about any of these movies. But in the first one, the rapture happens. There's no boom. There's no, it's just, they're gone.
They're gone.
In this, there was like a thing. It was like, whoa. There
An
was a
event.
sound effect and
Yeah.
some shaking. He had some like steam coming out of his clothes or whatever.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah, there was like dust or some shit coming out of there.
Yeah.
Maybe he was just really dirty.
He's like, what's that kid with the blanket in Charlie Brown?
Linus.
Linus.
No, Pig-
No,
No,
Pigpen.
Pigpen. Just
Well,
walking
Linus is the
around.
one with the blanket, but
Yeah.
Pigpen's the one that's
Yeah,
dirty.
the Pigpen kid. It's just,
Well, now the rapture has happened. Sort of. It sort of happened right then, but it continues to happen for a while.
No, they're
Because
just...
there's shit going on for quite some time.
The,
Yeah, but-
the aftermath of the rapture.
Everybody
was quite
disappearing at
destructive.
the same time, though. Everybody
I don't know
disappeared.
about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I think you're supposed to think that, but it doesn't work out that way.
Are you saying that
So-
there was a delay for people in different time
So,
zones?
okay.
that's what I was gonna say. I'm like, dude, this is not
No,
time
no, no,
zone
no, no,
prevalent.
no.
Like,
So-
oh my god, the East Coast has just gotten raptured, so we have 3 hours to go find a priest,
Or-
get repentant, and then get sucked up with the good ones.
Or people in Arizona are just watching TV all crazy style for an hour because they don't participate in daylight savings.
They don't even know what time they are.
What's going on? And then an hour later, poof!
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, so hear me out.
The rapture.
Okay, hear me out. She goes on this mall adventure for quite some time, right? She's in the mall going, where is he? Where is he? And there's all these people screaming.
Raimi.
The parking lot scene, blah, blah, blah.
She must
Plane
have-
flies out of the air and drops. And hear me out on this. Crashes in, destroys her Volvo. What does she do
A Cessna,
now?
you're really downplaying how stupid the Cessna
Yeah,
hitting her
all
car
right,
was.
all
That
right.
was really
and
dumb.
it was a sob. They spent some money.
Because they don't make those anymore.
No, they
Yeah.
don't make those. Those are actually
Collector's edition
pretty
sob.
cheap. So she's like now walking back to the house. I'm skipping ahead because you guys think that this doesn't go on. We'll come back to all this stuff. There's a bus that crashes.
The short bus that falls off
The
the
short
bridge.
bus that falls off the bridge.
That I had to really control myself laughing. I'm like,
Because
oh
she
my
forgot
God.
the children
I
get
laughed.
zipped up.
I laughed when that happened because I'm like, oh my god,
They just killed a busload of
This
children.
is just another level ridiculous.
Everybody in that theater should have been like, oh my god, they just killed a bus full of children. Because at no point did they set up in this movie that all of the children go. At no point. But
I thought
that
there were
bus-
people in it.
No, there
I
wasn't.
thought so too when it was
But when
falling.
she
No,
got
it's just
to it-
clothes and stuff.
Yeah, okay, so
There was no bus driver.
There wasn't
Right.
anything in the bus. How did it even go over?
Which means
it had been driving for a
that
while.
the Rapture was still going. That
Or
people
that
were still
guy.
getting sucked up.
It was
No.
probably that guy in
He
the
just
brown
bailed
pickup
mid
that kept
driving.
pushing the lady forward, and she's like, "Stop it!" and just crying and screaming for him to stop, and he just kept pushing her car forward.
Yeah.
Remember that guy?
So then he pushes her into a
she
bus.
finally realizes he'll stop it if I drive. And then the bus isn't moving, so he just pushes it off the bridge.
Yeah.
He's
that bus
impatient.
got pushed off by something else.
Yeah.
I agree. Circle gets a square.
Yep. Whoop. You're done.
Okay, there's our first Twitter challenge. You tell us, was the bus loaded or was the bus empty? Was it Rapture bus or non-Rapture bus? Because I think it was Rapture bus.
It was Rapture bus, but it happened. All the Rapture happened at the same time.
Yeah, dude. The rapture happens at the same time for everybody.
Yeah.
Well, then what the fuck is that plane crashing into Nick Cage for?
It was on autopilot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why it didn't respond.
This was like 2 hours into the movie!
That's super ridiculous too, though, because he easily could have avoided that plane.
Yeah.
I see you. I see you. I see you.
Well, okay. Oh, god damn it. There's too many questions in this movie. But, so, Nick
And
Cage
the
is up
answer
there.
is always no.
Just go with it.
Everybody on the plane has been raptured, as we mentioned. Well, the first class people have been raptured. Second class.
There was a
business
bunch of
class.
kids
Nobody
in
gets raptured
business
out
class.
of that. Screw those guys.
No, there was some kids that got raptured out of business class.
Yeah, but you know what? You're right. I don't think any adults in business or in the coach in business classes got raptured. They're like,
We
if
don't.
you're poor, you're a piece of shit. You're
We
not
don't
going.
know enough about business class regular to know that or not, because we didn't really get to see him.
So let
I
this be
saw
a lesson
enough.
to you.
I had seen enough. I think the movie says, if you're poor, you're just loving God out of desperation. You don't get to go.
Yeah.
You don't think poor people can believe?
No, it's just desperation is what this movie's saying.
Oh.
Yeah, they don't get to go. That's not good enough, Mark. That is not good enough, damn it!
Buy a first class ticket or you're not getting raptured. That's what I
Only
ran out of
rich
it.
people can go. Only rich people can go, because they've got alternatives. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm
so
pretty
Nick
sure we're just
Cage is
making
up
it up
on the
at this
plane.
point.
Nick Cage is up on the plane. The raptures happen.
Yeah.
There's people disappearing. People are freaking out because, oh my god, my loved ones are gone mid-plane. What are we gonna do?
So he puts the kibosh on their oxygen.
Well, yeah, because they're storming the cabin.
Yeah.
The
Poor
cabin.
The cabin, yeah.
Which I thought was actually
What
like
you would
one
do.
of the least stupidest parts
Well-
of this movie.
Yeah.
They got tired real fast.
Well, yeah.
Like,
Well, they had no oxygen.
so 1
None.
second later.
None.
Yeah, so
He
Sturgis
ventilated
is trying
it.
to keep
I'm
him out.
so tired. Not dead. Or slowly tired, immediately tired. Because you should be either slowly tired or dead.
Yeah. I'm with you. Well, either way, they go back to their seats. But why doesn't he...
Begrudgingly.
Like, what's going on with the radio? Why can't
He
he be like,
says,
I
stop
honestly...
it, you need to calm down over the thing and nobody's doing anything.
no, not to the people.
Oh.
Why isn't he like, shh, this is 94GS220. What the fuck just happened?
He did,
So
forever.
at
Nobody
this point
answered.
in the-
Why? That's what I'm saying. Why not?
At this point in the movie,
They have their own shit to worry about.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you're saying that
You're saying
all
every
air
single-
traffic controllers
We're raptured.
are all raptured. Every
No,
single
they had
one of
their
them.
own shit to
Or-
worry. Like, oh, what do we do?
I don't know about
It's
that.
it's a high tension shot. They were probably up there just tugging each other off.
They're all banging the stewardesses that didn't get raptured.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, so at this point in the movie, it had been established that Chloe's cell phone worked, but his radio and his satellite phone
does
did not. And
Right.
I'm like thinking, are we rapturing technologies now?
That's
radio
right.
and satellites went
Maybe-
to heaven, but conventional telephone and cell phones did not?
Maybe the writer of this film
True.
thinks that all the satellites are on the space station and being controlled by astronauts who got raptured.
Maybe.
That they're not on auto command or something.
Ooh.
But once you get raptured from the space station, there's no more satellite communications,
But
because that's where it all
But
exists.
later on in the movie, satellite communication came back.
Works sporadically, yeah. No,
which
big
which made
plot
no
hole.
sense.
Big plot hole. But,
Or all of the technology that's good is powered by the souls of innocent children.
Oh, now that there's not any.
Yeah.
Where's Santa Claus in all this? That's what I want to know.
Santa Claus?
Probably getting raptured.
You were out of your damn mind bringing Santa Claus into this conversation.
That's the problem with this film is Santa Claus. And
Santa
Jackie bringing
Claus in
that
this
up.
movie.
Yeah,
All right.
Well, this is when we come to the incoming plane missile scene. Then Nick Cage is like, "You're in our flight plan. You're in our flight plan. You're in our flight plan. You're
Don't
in
move
our
it.
flight plan.
Don't go around.
Just pull up, Nick. Just pull up, buddy." And he does it the last second-ish.
Well,
But
Well,
it takes out
that's-
part of the plane.
But it
We
takes
need
forever.
this.
it does.
does.
No, he got out of the way of that plane. When he started pulling up and when that plane went by, I don't buy them
They
having
should
a
have been
collision.
like a mile apart at that
They
point.
should, yeah, he should have actually been 1,000 feet above.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, that was
Instead
quite,
of getting clipped in
quite
just the right
stupid.
area to leak fuel, ruin a hydraulic, but not kill anybody.
Right.
And cause some other things to just stop working.
The radar stops.
The radar stops
blinking
working.
in and out.
However, not in the stock footage, because if you notice, every point thereafter, when they showed stock footage of the plane, the wing was fine. Except for one scene.
Right, and then they took pictures of it so they could just look at that camera again.
No, I'm saying when they showed the outside
Yeah,
view
they
of the
showed.
planes,
See, I couldn't
every
tell.
single shot, the wing was fine except
was-
for one.
So they didn't redo the whole 3D model for the plane because they were
No, they didn't
have
even
enough money.
fix it later on with CGI or anything.
No.
I
Which
love
would have been
that-
really easy to do.
I love that Buck Williams can just get the sweetest pictures of that plane.
Oh, that
The
was
wing
another thing.
ever.
When he gets the picture of the wing in the dark, I was like, I got one of those. They ain't that light sensitive.
Yeah. Or like through the window sensitive, those shitty plastic windows that you
Yeah.
can barely see with your damn eyeball.
No, he would have taken a picture of black glass.
yeah, just a
Yeah.
blob of
This is what I got. That
His
is very unhelpful.
his
Yes,
own
it is.
reflection going.
Can you tell anything? I think I can tell that you're an idiot.
All right, so here's a plot point that went nowhere. When the rapture happened, he's going around filming everybody. He's got the Sky Marshal's gun
He's
and
interviewing,
badge.
yeah.
He's interviewing people. None of that went anywhere ever.
No.
It's like,
No.
oh, well, we're watching. All right, just building up to something.
No, they had to just.
No.
I'm telling you, the majority of this movie was just fill. We got to fill here.
Which is amazing that they only cover half of the first movie that was Phil, and they're like, we need to do less movie and more Phil.
Yeah, more
That's just,
Phil.
like, the thing is, I use the first Left Behind as a benchmark for bad storytelling.
Mhm.
They did worse.
They did absolutely worse.
Well, you know what I thought is that they really went for the shock factor, though, with Chloe breaking into the hospital, and all of the babies were gone.
When she breaks
She goes
into
through-
the hospital,
she goes through the
She has to bust through the door, or the window, and so she grabs like a little stick and is like,
A no smoking sign.
and but it's the shittiest thing I've ever seen, where she just goes, eh. barely swings. Oh, I'm
do you-
too small.
to
And
to
it
just
breaks.
really, the whole, like, Chloe post-Rapture just doesn't do anything right.
Mm-mm.
Like,
No.
he disappeared in your arms. He's missing from his clothes. His clothes are still there. He's probably at the hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She just wanders around town for a long time. But what were you saying about the nursery?
But I thought they were really going for the dramatic, though, right there, because they had all of the baby clothes with the little binkies and stuff. They're all gone, and then that woman who looks like somebody punched her in both eyes is like,
oh, God.
I thought
They're
this
all
movie was
gone.
going to make a statement. I thought that lady was going to say,
No statement
Deckard
was
Cain.
made. Yeah.
I thought she was going to say, I was pregnant, my baby's gone.
Ooh.
Oh, that would've been cool.
It didn't happen.
Oh, why did we talked about poop but not
But
babies.
not baby, not pregnant
Holy
ladies.
shit, man.
Yeah.
What happens to the not fully
Maybe
babies
if
babies?
you're pregnant, you kind of get, like, the free pass.
yeah, dude.
It's the buddy system.
Yeah. You're still attached.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm just saying, it's like, I mean, that's what I thought. That lady opens thing, I'm like, oh my gosh, she was pregnant, in labor, the baby disappeared.
I don't know if this
she
movie had balls enough to try to make a statement about
right,
that.
so I was a little disappointed there.
Oh, well,
But it did
Well, I
look
know
like
that she
somebody
was
had
on
punched
staff
her in
because of what
both
she
eyes.
was wearing.
Oh, you think so?
She was a candy striper.
Oh, I thought she was a patient.
No, she was a
I
candy
thought
striper.
she was a patient.
I thought she was.
No, she was a candy striper. She was wearing the candy scrubs.
Oh, well, way
Yeah.
to go, movie, for screwing that up.
What the hell is a candy striper?
What?
Like the bottom end of, I don't know.
They're
They're
volunteers in the
nurses.
hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unpaid position. It's sort of like an intern.
Okay.
They bring you
You
jello.
guys go
and
to
stuff.
hospitals way too much.
I don't, but I watch Days of Our Lives.
Oh.
And there was at one point a very
touche.
prominent candy striper in Days of Our Lives.
Fair enough.
She was ruining everybody's
That's almost
business.
as good as Wikipedia.
She had all
That's
of the
almost good
dirty
as a candy
secrets.
stripper.
Yeah. I'm just saying that they were really going for the bringing it home, gonna really get some tear jerking out of some people right here.
Because the babies are gone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Baby's
No,
gone.
it's good to be gone!
We know this.
Why would it be, oh my god, the
Here's
babies
my
are
thing,
gone?
though.
No, that's good. You should jump up and be like, yeah, babies are gone! Hooray for them!
You've
if
been
they were still
raptured.
there, then you would have been like, god damn it, what the fuck?
That is the child of Satan right there. That is the Antichrist. I found him right here. I'm just gonna get this magic marker out and write on him now so everybody knows that this kid was here after the rapture. Just gonna tattoo 666
Just give him some
on this
angry
kid.
eyebrows.
Some like little mountain ones, you know?
Yeah.
My question is, though, you're raptured, you're in heaven now. Do you feel bad about your family and friends that got left behind?
Or is there a giant pizza party going
That's
on up there that
questioning
they're like,
the Bible
yeah.
now. That's
Yeah.
going into the dark territory. We can't go there, Mark. It's only applicable to this particular film.
Would you feel bad, Mark? That's the question. Or would you be like, yeah, pizza party?
Well, I think you're in heaven, everything's great.
Hey, what did I just say?
Well,
Shut up.
the,
All right.
All of you,
So,
shut the hell up.
in Left Behind
Pizza
3,
party!
because I'm going to involve the other ones, because I'm going to treat this just like a Left Behind episode in whole.
Right. It basically is. It's left
'Cause
behind. What if?
in-
What if you were on a plane?
The more
Because I
you know.
really doubt they're going to have a sequel to this piece of shit.
I really doubt it.
It
I
didn't
kind of
make
hope
any
they
money.
do.
They're not going to. It
really
didn't
And it
make
could be
any
called
money.
Condor.
Nick Cage
Left
will
Behind
do.
2.
Condor. Condor.
What?
Well, the rebels will get under the Condor and it'll be...
I'm sure Nick Cage will be willing to do all these movies, but
I'm just saying, I've got a new plot for the second movie. If you're out there and you're looking for a writer, I'm your gal.
All right, we have completely abandoned where we were. I'm sorry, Sam. We have got to move on.
Okay, fine.
The plane. There's a bunch of bullshit theories on the plane. We actually have to wrap this
Aliens.
up.
how are these people so stupid that no one thought Rapture immediately?
They are so
Well, the
stupid.
lady on drugs did.
Yeah. Then she went and did some more heroin and she shut the fuck up.
So the people on the plane are there, and Nick Cage, the plane snaps in half, and there's fuel leaking all over the place. They gotta land. So what do? They call Chloe. Chloe's about to commit
kill herself.
suicide, but she decides to save them. She clears off an area of the runway with the truck.
Oh,
the plane lands,
we're skipping past
and
that
everybody's safe, and there's some explosions. Yeah, we're at 50 minutes here, kids.
Okay.
We don't have time to be making these silly jokes anymore. Now you can make the silly jokes.
Okay, so she wasn't really. You know, you're not serious about suicide if you're about to do it and your phone rings. You're like, okay, let me answer this last call. Take this call. You know what? I'm just gonna take this one right before. I'll jump. I will. I'll do it. But I'm gonna answer this first. Oh, something to stop me from jumping. How about that?
I don't know. It could be Publishers Clearinghouse.
How shitty was that shot when she's up there like Titanic on that tower
And it's
with
green
the
screened.
yeah, and
Yeah.
the wind's blowing in the stunt double's hair and her dress is flowing
And the Christian rock
And I'm-
hard music.
And I'm like, she must be cold. And then they zoom in on Chloe, the actress, and her hair is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Dress is not flapping. That's like, that was very bad. Bad moment in the film.
I'm not
That was
I'm
one
just
of the
saying,
minor bad ones. There's a lot of majors.
I was hoping she'd jump.
I was hoping she'd go, I'm flying, and then just fall off. Like, oh shit.
Well, as I mentioned before, though, if you're aware that the rapture's happened, you really don't want to kill yourself or die until you've
That's true.
repented. I don't know.
She kind of told the priest off earlier in the show, so it's not like she can be like, well...
She was like she was ready to give hell a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it.
She's like, I know my grandma's gonna be there.
Your mom.
No, the grandma.
Grandma?
The mom went to heaven. She got raptured.
Oh, hell.
But the grandma...
Grandma?
Her grandma was probably there. She was...
Why?
It was a joke.
Because all grandmas are evil, is what this film says.
Oh.
The
Yeah.
grandma doesn't get to go.
All the old ladies did not get chosen. The old black lady on the porch,
Nope.
her husband got
No.
taken, but she didn't.
This film states who and who doesn't get to go. We know Muslims don't.
Mm-hmm.
We know midgets don't. We know... we know old ladies don't. We know...
Ex-wives of football players don't.
Ex-wife of football players do not.
If you're
just-
a
I guess just
high-powered
black people.
CEO of some kind, you're not going.
Oh yeah, high-powered, a bolo tie wearer.
Bolo
Yeah.
tie wearer.
Let's just say bolo tie wearer. Lump them all together.
If you like aliens, you're not going. Because that Japanese alien guy that was like...
No, if you're Japanese, period. Just start right there.
Oh, okay,
Whoa,
okay.
yeah. Whoa.
Just
That
checking.
guy had so many
I'm
strikes
not
against
saying
him.
it. I'm not saying it. The film is saying it.
I think we might be reading too much into this.
I don't think we're reading enough into it.
Did anybody during the movie think, with all the children gone, if the world doesn't just fall apart, that marketing is going to be a lot different without any kids around anymore?
Yeah, it's going to be real hard to go to McDonald's now.
Yep.
Oh, I'm just going to take Tommy here so he can play on the thing and not feel bad about eating this quarter pounder. But now it's like, God, no Tommy. Now I'm going to have to be like, yeah, I'm just a fat ass and I want a hamburger.
I'm going to eat all of the quarter pounders.
Like, there's no excuse for you now to go to a fast food restaurant. You're just a pig.
How badly did you guys want Chloe to jump that motorcycle?
Oh my
Oh,
god.
I was waiting
When
for
she
it.
got on the motorcycle, I was like, there better be a jump.
Oh my gosh, I totally, for like the next minute and a half of her driving that motorcycle, all I could think of was the movie Mannequin.
The other thing, Chloe is really good at machine operation because she can ride a motorcycle. She got the steamroller. I don't think I could get the steamroller to move. I've done construction for years, and I think if I hopped into a steamroller, I would be at a loss to get it to move forward.
And she was able to jury rig it up so that it would keep moving
Yeah,
on its own
right.
so that she could get back in the truck and knock over some more
I
stuff.
would say if it wasn't the end of the world, she would have a bright career in engineering.
Wow.
Or just operating, making stuff work.
You know what was
That's
better than this
Pretty
movie?
much an engineer.
All right.
Is the GE commercial at the beginning of this movie with the little kid that goes beep and he talks to machines.
Okay, that's not part of what? No.
It was a preview, people.
no.
It was
Okay,
a preview.
Do you only think that people live? The only people in existence are people that you know that are with you at every point, and then everybody just disappears. That's not, how are you to think that anybody listening to that saw that exact thing?
How wonderful would it
No,
be if
doesn't
that was
matter.
your outlook on life, though?
It is wonderful, Mark. Let me tell you. You don't worry about the
All right,
guy
we
next
can't-
door.
This isn't a podcast about the GE Beep Kid. This is
The-
about Left Behind.
The reliability of GPS systems is vastly overrated in this film.
Yes.
Because they're like, use your GPS app to tell
Your
us where you
compass
are,
app.
your compass app. And then he
Give
uses
us your
his
coordinates.
GPS to tell them where they are. I have one. They don't work that good. That plane would have ended up in the side of a building.
And let's be realistic, they were using Apples, so we all know that Apple Maps does
No, she
not
had
work.
she had a Samsung. Her mom had an iPhone. So iPhone users go.
Mm-hmm. Oh, iPhone users go.
And both, I think that, Buck Williams had an Xperia, and I couldn't tell.
Oh, well, Sony users, no.
Yeah,
not
well,
a chance,
I mean,
man.
everybody that got every phone that you see of people that were left behind were all Android phones.
Yes.
Android
yes.
users are screwed.
Screwed.
Well, and nobody buys Windows phones, so.
Nobody buys Windows phones.
Did you guys get a load of this anytime that there was action go time? The sweet, non-diegetic drum solos?
Yes.
That was so ridiculous.
Just totally added to the
Amazing.
movie.
Some guy is just like, I want that job. I want to be like, okay, well,
That's
we got
what
a
I
scene
knew.
coming up, and we need you to just bang on the drums, like go to town,
Go to
buddy.
town, buddy.
Fuck yeah! Woohoo!
If I didn't know any better, which I didn't see his name in the credits, and I'm sure it wasn't, because I think he's dead, I would have thought that Harry Manfredini did the soundtrack to this.
Oh, Harry Manfredini can't play those drums.
And
No,
I'm
you
just
can't.
saying, that's when I need a fart. Here are the drums, push one out. And it was getting harder as the movie was progressing because there was more action, and it was like, oh my
More
god,
drum solos.
I need to eat more popcorn. Pass the bag back over here.
I think the music from the beginning of the movie was different than the music at the end of the movie. I think they fired the first guy and brought on somebody new.
It was all just crap.
It was
Yes,
crap.
but it was way worse in the beginning of the
Yeah.
film.
All right.
Or I stuck a pencil in my ear to stop it. I don't know.
Questions and answers time.
Oh.
Oh, you don't know.
Mark
about
doesn't know the
that.
rules to questions and answers.
Ask a question about the movie, and we'll give our best.
Give
Any
our best
question.
answer.
Yeah. Who wants to go first? Anybody got a question?
Yes.
Okay. What's your question?
Well, honestly, they said that she made that necklace for her mom, right?
It was a fish.
It was
wasn't
It
Jesus
was one of those
fish.
Jesus fish. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's like commercially marketed. So I've seen those fish before, but the daughter made that fish? Like, she's just a metal worker as well as a construction worker?
And an engineer.
And an engineer. So, I mean...
Who likes to give Christian gifts so that she can then yell at them for having beliefs.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
There's a lot of things wrong with that.
It was a kit.
It was a kit, make your own Jesus necklace kit?
So, yeah, it was one of those kits, and she thought it was a salmon.
Oh.
I like salmon.
Oh, they're
like,
pretty.
really? Why do you like salmon?
I think they had a better relationship earlier in their life.
Her and God, or her and her mom?
Her and her mom.
Okay.
Or her and the toolkit maker, the jewelry maker thing. I say it's a kit, and she put it together. Sam, you got a question? Anybody else? Who's next?
Did this movie pass the Bechdel test? I don't think it did, but I think it did, but I'm not sure.
What's that?
Yeah, what's that?
That's the test where, are there two women characters? Do they talk in the movie? Do they talk to each other? Do they talk to each other without talking about a man?
The flight attendants talk to each other at the very beginning.
They were talking about a man.
A man.
About him. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I thought at 20 minutes
And when the mother and daughter are talking to each other, they're talking about God, who is a man.
Right.
And the dad.
And dad.
Yeah, and
Right.
Dad, who is a man.
There was a brief moment where they talked about getting refreshments.
Which they got them.
But it's trivial, though, so I don't know if that passes or not. That was 20 minutes in. And then and then there was a point when the lady with the gun was pointing at the lady on drugs, but I don't think that passed because they were talking about
Her husband.
so I don't know.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I think this is just a goddamn sexist piece of shit.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm surprised any women get to go to heaven. God damn it. I got a question.
Sure.
Nick Cage is like, we got a fuel leak. Where's the fuel leak? Is it here or here? Jeb's a pen into a cup. Oh, what?
I liked that. I thought that was neat.
What does that even mean, though?
It doesn't mean anything.
It means, fuck off, I'm flying this plane.
Into the goddamn ground.
Yeah. Where do we end up? I don't know. We need to get the fuck out of here.
How much fuel do we have left? Well, it depends. Is the hole here or there? What the fuck?
He's talking about in the gas tank, if it's at the top of the gas tank or the bottom.
No, he flips the cup. He holds a pen and holds the cup and pokes a hole into the side of it and then flips the cup and then pokes into the hole
Yeah, it
into
doesn't matter whether it's...
Yeah, but which is the hole?
That's what
They
it's
went
saying.
over the other plane. It's going to be in the bottom of the tank.
Maybe. It could be in the side.
Logistics, Mark.
But that's what he was saying, is that if it was in the side of the tank, they would end up with more fuel than if it was at the bottom of the tank.
Right, that's what that
I think he was just...
Being an asshole.
I think he was
Get
just
the hell
being
out of my
Nick
thing.
Cage. I think he was being Nick Cage. I'm going to say things that don't make sense.
So I'm wondering if he thought he could get away with it.
Excuse me?
What?
The director. No, I'm talking very specifically about his tot showcase that he tried to toss in here. You notice the gal in the gray shirt is leaning with her elbows back all other time you see her, like, look at these tots.
Oh, the heroin addict.
Yeah, she had some pretty big boobs.
Yeah, and especially in the gunfight scene where she's standing up and she is just touching her elbows behind her back.
That's when I saw it, and I was like, what the... Wait, what?
I was
Giant
noticing halfway
boobs.
through the movie, like when they were starting to get turbulence or whatever, she did it like she put her head and her elbows back, and it was just like, boob city.
It was
Boingity, boingity,
like,
boingity,
what?
boingity.
Wait, what?
There's turbulence in
Those
this
are
scene.
some of the biggest boobs that I've ever seen in movie. And they like completely threw off everything that was happening.
That
I'm
was
sure
like
every person in the theater just went,
Boobs?
giant boobs.
Maybe he put things in there so that if you're not really a Christian, you would notice like giant boob lady, right? And you're a dude.
Or
And
how many
God's
times
like, check that fucker off the list. He's not getting raptured.
Yeah.
And he's going to do the rapture when everybody in the world has to watch this
Hey.
movie. And then he's going to be like, check.
Bodies are a temple, and they should be worshipped. That's what it says in the Bible, man.
Okay.
She was a drug addict that was shooting heroin in her arm. How was she worshiping that?
Well,
Yeah.
Well, she wasn't, but I was just saying.
But Justin was
like,
worshiping the boobs in
Hey,
that shot.
hey,
He's like,
and
oh,
not to
la, la,
mention,
la, la, la,
not to
la.
mention, if man was created in God's image and women were created based off of our boners or bones. Sorry, get confused on that. I should worship that too. 888.
Oh my God, that was so falling short of funny.
yeah.
Hickory
anyway-
dickory dock.
And they had
But
already-
I liked the voice you tried to throw in there for emphasis.
That was my best Andrew Dice Clay.
Oh, okay. So to answer your question, Sam, it's a trick for sinners.
What? No, it's not. He didn't get away with it. I noticed.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't just Chloe's shirt got the camera bit. Like I saw down her shirt 6 times at least.
Anytime.
Well, the stewardess too. I mean, she was.
She was flaunting them too. Yeah.
Yeah, she kept. Yeah, they were.
The thing where
that
you
was actually a
where
little
your shirt's too
disappointed.
small for your boobs, and you have the button that like
The one button
The
that's
one
just
button
trying
that's
its hardest to
just keep it
hold.
together, and you get that look between. Yeah, no, that happened a few times too.
Yeah.
No, it was a boob movie for sure. Understated boob movie.
Like it's just that
It's no Malibu Express.
no,
but
for a
For a
movie
Christian
for a
movie
Christian
looker.
film, it's got a lot of showcasing.
what's the deal with the people that we watched this film with? That's my second question. And I would like to know if everybody in America that saw this movie is just like this. That, like, anybody that listens to this podcast is like, oh my God, I went to that thinking it was going to be the worst movie and had the exact same experience with the movie that we did. I wonder if they also had the same exact experience with the people in the theater. For instance, I'll give you some highlights. Laughing at Alzheimer's?
Mm-hmm.
Not fucking cool, man.
Nope.
That's not fucking cool, dude. You can't laugh at Alzheimer's. That's a terrible disease that destroys families. And it's suddenly funny because she doesn't know where she is? Fuck you. 2, midgets are just repeatedly funny? Just repeatedly. In a serious movie. I understand, like, those jackass assholes think that they're fucking funny. And when you're in college, it's like, oh, dude, get a midget and throw him. Oh, that's going to be funny. But we're fucking adults, and we're supposed to be adults at this movie, is what the director's telling us. Like, this is serious issues.
I don't.
But
think
he's
they
making the
Also
midget.
throws a midget.
Yeah, they're making the midget the comic relief, right? Like
There
when they
should
have
not
the
be
ghost-
any comic relief.
Yeah, but when they have the ghost theory, and then he has the midget over there trying to touch the invisible guy, and I'm like,
It sucked. It sucked.
it's just another,
but the people
fall
in the
flat
theater
joke.
laughed at it.
Yeah, they did.
3, what was the other thing that I found offensive about this movie? It wasn't like, oh my God, that's offensive, but,
I thought the air marshal not getting left behind was forcing it down.
I
the
thought
throat.
the air marshal,
That
yeah. I
air
had a
marshals
problem
are
with that.
definitely going to be good people, or
But
whatever.
ambulance workers, fuck those guys. Because all the ambulance workers
I
are still
actually
there.
know a couple guys that are paramedics, and they might be right about that.
Huh.
Speaking of another Nicolas Cage movie, the bringing out the dead.
Yeah.
That's a very not. They're not making stuff up about ambulance drivers when they made that movie.
I will say though that I think, it's pretty hard as a director not to seem like you're targeting or showcasing people for like, oh, this person's going to make it, this person's not. I mean,
Or to go, boobs!
yeah.
Gonna make it.
Gonna make it. I think if you're like, maybe Nicolas Cage makes it out of this movie, maybe not. He's condemned people to death, career death with this thing. Like Leah
absolutely.
Thompson, whatever you were doing before, I guess go back to it.
I think she did a lot of Lifetime movies.
Lifetime movies.
So this is right up her alley, Sam.
Yep. Same level. Probably same set.
Yep.
Well, guys, we gotta close this out. We're gonna do a quick round of recommend or not, which I am pretty sure is gonna go pretty quick. Mark?
If you're a Christian or are peer pressured by Christians, go see this movie.
Jackie?
No.
I am going to say, if you've made it this far listening to us, and you haven't watched any of the Left Behinds, and you didn't watch this one already, don't do any of it.
Never do
Stay
any of it.
away from it.
I'm with Sam. Never touch these films. Ever. Ever, never, ever.
We're at like
ever,
6
never,
hours of life that we're never getting back now.
Yes, yes.
And nothing
in fact,
happened. Nothing
I'm
happened.
going to do the Christians a favor. Even if you are a hardcore Christian, don't go see this movie because you'll start seeing the flaws and everything that's going on there. You don't want to have anything to do with this. Ignorance is bliss. And on that bombshell, it's time to end.
Get to the chopper!
Get to the chopper!
Get to the Rapture.
Oh.
Oh, no.
The chopper.
Chopsure?
The chop, trap. Ah, fuck.
No.
No, it's terrible.
Get to the rapper.